Tonight, the world is waiting to see how Iran might respond after the U.S. attack on Iran's nuclear program. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Jennifer Meckles. Last night's U.S. airstrikes hit 3 nuclear facilities in what the Pentagon is calling Operation Midnight Hammer. This is the first time the U.S. has ever directly attacked Iran. Colorado-based satellite intelligence company Maxar captured some before and after shots of the 3 facilities in Iran. The strikes mean the U.S. is now officially involved in the conflict between Israel and Iran, which has been escalating for the last 2 weeks. Vice President J.D. Vance today characterized this situation not as the U.S. at war with Iran, but rather with Iran's nuclear program. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth says this attack is not open-ended.
This mission was not and has not been about regime change. The president authorized a precision operation to neutralize the threats to our national interests posed by the Iranian nuclear program and the collective self-defense of our troops and our ally Israel.
But tonight, President Trump is questioning why there shouldn't be regime change in Iran, posting this on Truth Social this afternoon. Even a new acronym, a turn of phrase, if you will, make Iran great again. 9 News reporter Angeline McCall joins us tonight. You spent the day talking to Coloradans who find themselves on kind of different sides of this conflict.
They see this, Jenny, as a conflict through very different lenses, but their common ground is concern about what will happen in the Middle East and how much this conflict could continue to escalate.
Who's got the power? We got the power.
Following the U.S.-Israel's bombing of Iran's nuclear sites, Denver PSL organized this protest on Sunday.
As he was announcing these strikes, President Trump had the audacity to say that now is the time for peace. What the Trump administration did last night, was that peaceful?
Hands off Iran!
Demonstration over concerns about what's already happened and what could come next.
We face the threat not just of regional war in the Middle East, but of broader global conflict.
The news has kept Iranian-American professor Shida Dashti worried about her family in Tehran.
We need to be very careful. And, last night I was just watching in absolute horror when they announced that the U.S. attacked those facilities with especially the deeper facility in Fordo near Rome that is close to Tehran.
She says while many Iranian Americans are glad to see strikes that weaken the Islamic Republic that governs Iran, they worry about the consequences of ongoing attacks.
The Islamic Republic has held the Iranian people hostage. So this is what the situation is. And the people paying the price for the crimes of the Islamic Republic are the Iranian people who've been fighting them for 46 years.
Those in the Jewish community are also balancing feelings from this weekend.
Israel is concerned about a nuclear Iran because Iran has said that it wants to eliminate Israel.
Brandon Ratner is the senior director of the Jewish Community Relations Council. He worries about ongoing conflict amidst an ongoing rise of anti-Semitism.
There are going to be a lot of people who have an agenda, who are going to try to use this conflict with Iran to further isolate, vilify, and demonize Jews here in Colorado.
All are concerned about violence in the Middle East and the impact it will have here at home in Colorado. Iran has promised that it would retaliate, and President Trump is warning that if the country does retaliate, Iran will be met with even greater force. Jenny.
Angeline, thanks for your reporting tonight. As the conflict in the Middle East escalates, there's one Coloradan who came to the U.S. from Iran, continuing what has become a weekly protest. 75-year-old Roshan Kiani has spent nearly every weekend for the last 4.5 years outside the state capital, protesting the Iranian government and the treatment of its people. Kiani advocates for women's rights and democracy in Iran after his sister was executed for not wearing a headscarf. But after the U.S. bombings this weekend, the protest he's holding today felt different.
I'm not supporting the war. I'm here for education. I am against the war because it's gonna violence after violence, and that is not gonna help the unity for the people, global people.
Many of the people we spoke with this weekend and today, no matter what side of the issue they find themselves on, said they condemn violence in the Middle East. Some groups applaud the strikes, though, seeing it as a sign that the U.S. is further strengthening its alliance with Israel. Jewish Colorado shared a statement saying, in part, quote, "We could not be prouder to have the United States join together with the state of Israel in defense of the free world. We will continue to follow the latest on this conflict in Iran and the local reactions here in Colorado. You can stay up to date with us by downloading the 9 News Plus app on your TV, watching for free. You can also download the 9 News app on your phone. Back here in Colorado, let's turn to the weather now. A huge story this weekend. After a weekend of scorching heat, things are finally cooling down as we start our work week, even a chance for some storms. Kathy Sabin joining us on a rare Sunday night.
Hi.
Nice to see you. And it has cooled off fast.
It has. Jenny, after a day with highs back in the low to mid 90s, that front is barreling from north to south down the Front Range, and temperatures are following. Look at this, 60s and 70s after a day with, well, near record heat for portions of eastern Colorado. And now tonight we're tracking severe thunderstorms on the I-76 corridor, Fort Morgan, Sterling, out to North Platte, extending up into southeastern Wyoming. These storms have the possibility of dropping quarter-inch diameter hail, heavy rain, lots of lightning. If you look off into the distance, you'll see that. But the wind with the front this afternoon and evening was really a problem, creating a ground stop at DIA for a time and creating elevated fire danger with red flag warning and fire weather watch areas still out for western Colorado. These storms shouldn't linger too much longer. We're going to get some fog that's going to build in, and then tomorrow will be a cooler day. But by tomorrow afternoon, storms develop by 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon and could go until 9 or 10 o'clock at night. Temperatures trending comfortable for sleeping tonight. You're going to see a big change in the forecast after highs near 100 for 3 days in a row. We'll have another check of the radar and the weather you'll wake up to tomorrow morning in just a bit.
Kathy, thank you. Tonight, a man believed to be Larry Baker has been found dead at Watson Lake. This according to the Larimer County Sheriff's Office. The 80-year-old man had been missing since Monday morning. His car was found parked at Watson Lake, but search crews even closed the lake, searching for him earlier this week. The Sheriff's Office said a body was found there this morning. Ultimately, the coroner's office will determine whether or not it's Baker and what happened to him. Aurora police are looking for a man they say shot his wife this past week in Aurora. Police say 42-year-old Juan Carlos Rivera Garcia shot her inside a home on East Virginia. She was rushed to the hospital with gunshot wounds, is expected to survive. And police say Rivera Garcia left the shooting scene driving a black, white, and gray flatbed truck. If you have any information, please give Aurora police a call. The Douglas County Sheriff's Office says they stopped a wrong-way driver on Highway 85 this weekend. Sheriff's Office said a deputy spotted a vehicle traveling north in the southbound lanes between Highlands Ranch Parkway and Titan Road. The deputy caught up with that driver, tried to get him to stop, but couldn't. Eventually, the car did stop near Brandon Drive. The driver was taken into custody, facing multiple charges, including DUI and reckless driving. Former CU star Travis Hunter finally ready to play in the NFL. The two-way sensation signed his rookie deal with the Jacksonville Jaguars, who drafted him second overall pick back in April. According to NFL Network's Ian Rappaport, it's a 4-year deal worth more than $46 million. Worth noting, though, Jaguars have Hunter listed as a defensive back. Of course, he played both DB and wide receiver in college and has long insisted he'd like to play both as a pro.